What's up, Rockstars? How's it going? Today I have a whole bunch of news to share with you guys. There's some stuff going down. There's millions of dollars being thrown around to all sorts of different companies for all sorts of different reasons. And we're going to talk about how you might be involved in some of that. Thank you to my channel sponsor Into the AM. As a company that believes hard work and a great product is a proper way to conduct business, I am delighted to have them as part of the channel. They have some of the coolest graphic t-shirts around and an absolute best fit and feel that has continually exceeded my expectations. With new shirts arriving all the time and other products like boxers, hats, and even a monthly shirt club, I wholeheartedly recommend them to you. Check out the link in my description of this video for an exclusive 10% off everything they sell. Now, as always, a huge shout out to my patrons and YouTube members. It is through their financial support that this channel is possible. I know that month in and month out, they have my back so that I can cover what I want to cover the way I want to cover it. There is a link down below to that. There's also some really cool stuff like audio updates, video updates. You're going to get to learn a lot about what's coming up, some of the inner workings of the channel, some exclusive content, a Discord. There's all that down below in the description, and you get to support this channel and the content I make. Thank you so much. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started. Now, for whatever reason, I am like pumped right now, and I don't even know why. It's 1 a.m. Perhaps it's like my second wind or something. I don't know, but like I apologize ahead of time. I'm like pumped right now. We're gonna start with a $1 million plus within 24 hours. Like, this thing's been huge campaign, and I might yell a little bit, but just bear with me. There's more stuff to cover. There's more stuff to look at. There's some cool stuff. Just you guys know me. All right. So Deep Rock Galactic, the board game, this has exploded. 1.4 million, 9,746 backers. 20 days still to go because they haven't lost a day yet. I mean, this thing is just like huge. Okay. So about this. I actually can't tell you about this because I don't know how the game plays because they don't show that. But look, it's this Deep Rock Galactic. That's like an IP, right? You like the video game, you must like the board game, but credit card goes here. It looks pretty. It looks really nice. I know they're a passionate group of guys making it. It's pretty much the devs of the board game, you know, like working on this, plus even a big name or two. The minis look cool, at least in render form. I mean, you know, it's not like they've made miniatures before or anything like that, but the renders look cool. They do have a rule book, by the way, so like if you really want to like read a rule book to a game you don't even own, I can't even bother to read the rule book to the games I do own. But if you have the time like that, I guess, and you don't have anything else to do, you could do that. There is a paid for preview that's, you know, as helpful as it sounds. There is, I know the Hungry Gamer looks like he did a preview thing. I don't know how he operates. Hopefully that's good. And then of course they have, you know, the devs talking about stuff. So like there's some information there, but I don't know if you noticed this or not, but they even have like STLs and stuff, which is cool. But this is the board game, the game mechanics: explore alien caves, take on alien menace, mining and upgrade, use your dwarf abilities, fight your way through. That's it. That's the level of everything else is just pretty renders and IP. And I just, that's not enough. For all I know, this is a like straight up Euro game, or it could be a dexterity game. It could be both. It could be a dexterity based Euro game. I don't know. Is this a dungeon crawl? Is this what is this? I went to the comments section. There was like 1,000. There was like 900 something when I first looked. And one of the questions was, is there a campaign? Is there a story? And another user responded with, as far as I can tell, and then answered it. Because, don't know. Make games, not campaigns. It's a very simple thing. This is not making a game. This is making a campaign. This is a campaign, not a game. It's not advertising a board game. It's advertising that you can buy neoprene mat, and you can buy these minis, and you can buy this box, and you can buy these cards. But is there a game? A game. Again, I just talked about this, guys, where I want people to be passionate about making a board game. Sell me a board game in the tabletop game section. Don't just show me pretty pictures and say, here's an IP you know you love the video game, you know you love us as developers, pay us money now. Show me a board game and I'll buy a board game. I'm here to buy a board game. I opened up Kickstarter to look at cool board games to buy, but I don't know what this is. I'm assuming it's a board game because I see a board and a box and it looks like a lot of these games that I own here. But tell me about it. What do you do? Like how do you do it? Am I rolling dice? Is there dice? Let me look for dice. I have to look for pitch. Okay, there are dice. Look at that. Okay, so you're probably going to be rolling those, I imagine. Though for all I know, one of the mechanics is to stack them up like a totem pole. Perhaps that's what you do. I don't know if you roll them or not. Is it I get more fire things and you get bullets than you? I don't know. I don't know because you didn't tell me. Now, I get that I could go and watch these 3 videos, and I get that I could go and read your rule book. And I get that I could ask questions and hope to get answers, and I'm sure there's live streams and you have all sorts of stuff on your channel, but that's not here. I'm here on Kickstarter where you're asking for my money. This is where I put my information in for payment. And so here is where I need to be told easily and continually, this is the board game that you're wanting to buy. You should not have a comment saying, is there a story? Is there a campaign? If people don't know if there's even a campaign to your game, you have failed at making a game and showing off a game. You might be showing minis, you might be showing dice, you might be showing fonts and logos and IP and whatever else you want to show, but you're not showing a game. A game is played with mechanics that people understand and know. And every single dollar, every single $1.4 million that you have should be from people who know what they're buying. If you're selling something and they don't know what they're buying, that's swindling people out of money. That's manipulating. That's like a door-to-door salesman tactic where you're doing some hand waving and oh, look at these renders and oh, look at this stuff here and look at these custom engraved dice and then here, quick this, there's your snake oil. A customer should know what they're buying. Consumers should be informed. And if you're watching this, please buy stuff that you know what the heck it freaking is. If you don't know if this has a campaign, don't put money towards it. Why would you pay for something you don't know what it is? Or you just got are you saying that it's not the Deep Rock Galactic IP? It's not that. Are you saying that if they just put a black box and said, there's a board game in here, pay me money, that they would have raised 1.4 million? The answer is no, of course not. Of course not. But you would know just as much. They could even say, there's dice involved. There's miniatures. Right? They could go to this high freaking level thing of gameplay in this black box that you've not seen anything of. You will explore alien caves. You will take on the alien menace. You will mine and upgrade. You will use your dwarf abilities. Oh, I guess there must be dwarves in there. And you will fight your way through. 1.4 million. Show us a game, please. Okay? That's it doesn't bode confidence for me. It doesn't bode confidence for me that Mood, who has made a few small things, 500 backers, 700 backers, 400 backers, 1.6 thousand backers. Okay, how much did this one make? This one made 96,000. They are now at 1.4 million. Do these people have what it takes to make this board game with all of the components and then delivering it to thousands of people across the world? That is difficult. It's hard. At least show me the game that you're claiming you're going to be able to make. Nonetheless, instilling confidence that you'll be able to make it. Sorry. What this does is it continues to show developers that this is what we want. We don't want a board game. We want flash. We want the bells and whistles. We want the bedazzle. We want the show. We don't want the game. And it continues to show that as these IP games keep coming out and keep making millions, that's what we'll get. There is a reason why Half the games on Kickstarter have miniatures, even if they're a card game. There's a reason why most of them are fantasy co-op. And it's because it's all data-driven. People look on there and they compile lists of, here are the top 10, here are the top 50 games. What do they all have in common? Do they have this mode? Do they have oh, look at that. Competitive games don't fund well on Kickstarter. So don't launch them on Kickstarter so we don't get them. Because what we back is what we get. We're showing them this is what we want. What we want is Deep Rock Galactic. What we want is a whole bunch of pictures of stuff and no explanation. That's what we want. Do a better job at showing off your game. Please. Speaking of IP, we have Far Cry Beyond. Look at that. This is coming too. I've covered this before. Obviously, my big thing. This is coming out in early March, but it's about a month from now, so I figured I'd tell you about this now. Again, this is Far Cry Beyond. It's like a 1980s kind of thing, which I love. You know, that's really cool. This is by Funforge. And if we look at what they've made like Monumental and stuff like that, which I heard was really, really good. So hopefully this is good. Hopefully it kind of bucks the norm when it comes from just throwing IP out there. We've had some good ones. We honestly have. I don't want to say all IP games are bad, because they're not. But we're going to see this more and more often where now, oh, no, there's no more Monumental. Now it's Far Cry. Oh, no, now it's Deep Rock Galactic. Oh, no, now it's Masters of the Universe. Oh, no, now it's Resident Evil. Oh, no, now it's this and that and this and that and IP. That's what we're getting. We're getting the leftovers of the video game industry now is what we get. We don't get our own stuff. We just get whatever is left over from the video game industry that can bleed over here, which is awesome. I can't wait for the movie tie-in board games. That's next, I'm assuming. Kabula is next, and this one is actually pretty cool. I have already reviewed this. I have shown you that. It is definitely different, that is for sure. It's not for everybody, but I think it's for a lot of people. It's different than anything I have in my collection, for sure, both in gameplay, both in theme, both in attitude, all of that combined. It is its own thing. It has little butt icons, so there's that. It has a lot more than that. One thing I wanted to point out here, and you guys can take a look at the stretch goals are unlocking in the game and how it plays. And look at all this. Oh my gosh, is this how to play your game? What is how to play? What? Look at all gifts, and it's showing me mechanics and things you do oh, what is all this game? Get rid of this. I don't want to see this game. Give me some. Where's the IP? Where's the renders? I'm kidding, of course. Okay, moving on. What I wanted to show you, I'm sorry. This right here. How do we address reviewers' feedback? Now, this is not because I'm listed here. If this did this for me, I would have been huge into this a lot more with other games. I don't care. What I do care about, and what I would love to see, is this propagate to everything. Now, this is a small-time indie thing that's not making $1.4 million or anything like that, and so there's not a lot of eyes on it, so I'm bringing eyes on it, so hopefully, I know a lot of you guys are devs, and if you're still with me and you haven't left me because of the IP talk, well, I'm glad you're still here in the video. Do something like this. It's huge. You don't even have to say we fixed this or something like that, because you can disagree with a reviewer. A reviewer is only saying, hey, I felt this way, but you as a creator are saying, well, I made this. So you can say, I could say, oh, I would love it if combat was more involved, and you could say, well, yeah, but I feel it would slow down the game and take away from the other mechanics, and I don't want to make a game that's like that, so no, I'm not doing that. That's fine. What's cool about this is you know that there are cons that reviewers have listed, right? Hopefully critically of your product, and you can address them and just say, hey, first of all, we noted what you said, and this is our reasoning for it, or for or against, or fixing or not. But it also shows that you are taking in feedback, that you're looking, that you're watching, that you're involved. This is massive. Anybody who watches any review above this and sees a con can know now, hey, we saw this too, we've reacted, and here's how. Whether it's fixing or not doesn't even matter. The point is that they're not just left with a bunch of cons and then questions. Is that going to be fixed? Is that going to be looked at? Did you even know about this? Were you aware that he said this? It's awesome. I think that's huge. And I would like to see that more often. And for games I haven't reviewed, it doesn't, again, it has nothing to do with that. I think that's really cool. It's really awesome to do that, and I think more should. Anyway, yeah, it's doing well. I'm glad it's funded. So that's awesome. I believe it's almost past its first Kickstarter, but with more backers as well, so more people are involved, which is great. They're unlocking stretch goals. They got a better business plan involved, and they're doing well. So that's awesome. Glad to see that. Next up, Astro Knights. This is pretty much Aeon's End with a new skin on it, more or less, from my understanding. I've not played either, so take that with a grain of salt. But it's almost at 100,000. It's getting there. I think this looks slick. I love the look of this. This looks good to me. First of all, these are pretty much Lantern Corps from DC, right? You got like your Green Lantern and your Red Lantern and your Blue Lantern and your Yellow Lantern. Like they're all just different emotions, right? You know, who's willpower here? Who's fear? What's going on? Which is cool. I love the Lantern Corps, so I think that's awesome. But I don't know if that's on purpose or not either. I don't know. That's what I see when I see it anyway. And they do have some like not joke cards, but they do have some meta cards where it's like, yeah, this is a lightsaber. Yeah, this is that. You know, they have that kind of stuff there. It looks, again, really nice though. I like it. Like it looks pretty. So I need to look into this more and see if I'd want this or Aeon's End apparently, but I do like the look of it. That being said, it sounds like if you didn't like Aeon's End, you might not care about this one too much. But a streamlined, love that word, co-op deck builder inspired by Aeon's End. Okay, sounds good. Tell me more. Next up, we have the Bad Karmas and the Curse of Zodiac. This is coming out soon. I think the still last word is 1,999 followers. Guys, I'm going to be the 2,000. Hold on. Boom, 2,000. You're welcome. This last I heard Q1. Okay. I do have this. I've unboxed it. There's a link down below to that. I will be reviewing it and letting you guys know. I'll probably also do either a details view or at least a topic view talking about this. Because like I told them, I have not seen an app-driven game that I thought warranted the cons that come to both platforms when you get that. There are pros, of course. Of course there are pros. And there's a lot of positive things. But for a non-optional app, there are some cons to that I do worry about, whether it's, you know, lost save data or, you know, any other number of things that can come up. So I'll be taking a look at that in a critical way there and letting you guys know my thoughts. Does this finally, you know, solve something? One of the pros, I don't have to read a rule book. It's going to teach me how to play. Awesome. Anyway, that's coming up here soon. We also have Lobotomy 2 main hunt. This is coming out in 12 days. This looks like a ton of fun. My only concern about this, like period, is the amount of symbols that I see. Like there's a lot of symbols on these cards, and I prefer to like read words and not just to decipher, you know, hieroglyphs if I can help it. So yeah, no, this is a 0 to 1 fire Bible skull. I don't read that language. The problem is with symbols, by the way, real quick. You do it because then you don't have to translate it from English or something like that. Great. The problem is you're changing it from a language that somebody might not read to a language that nobody reads. Nobody reads Fire Bible Skull. So everybody now has to translate that. Everybody has to learn that language, learn what that is. You're taking it from one group of people, whatever you happen to publish it in, and making it to where now nobody knows what it is. So that is kind of a bummer. But you know, anyway, that's my point on that. If you put it in English, at least people who know English and like read English don't have to learn anything new. Instead of forcing everybody to learn something new, which is kind of a bummer. Minis look great. They look really nice. Obviously, they're painted nicer than I'll ever paint them, but you know, whatever. Art style, I think, looks fun. The whole setting and theme seems silly and wacky and funny. I know they posted a picture of like a guy who thinks he's a Super Saiyan named like not Bardock but close. Like it looks fun. It looks like a lot of fun. So excited to kind of have something like that in my collection. I don't have anything like that, and that box is freaking sweet. Next up, Kingdoms Forlorn, of course, that is also coming up in a review. I've already done a unboxing. Again, you can see that linked down below. 5,707 followers, and I imagine they're going to have quite a bit coming for them. So excited to finally see this for sure. February 15th, so very soon you will see a review of that. Next up, let's talk about Ravensburg. Ravensburger, invests $4.5 million in partnership with board game crowdfunder Gamfound. $4.5 million invested. This was $3.3 million of this funny money into Gamfound. I'm kidding. Calm down. This was part of their investment and partnership. It was announced as an investment and partnership. As a leading international game publisher, we can support Gamfound with more than just financial investment, said Ravensburger head of corporate development, Thomas Blair. As Gamfound announcement makes clear, the German firm, which has been around since 1883, can also offer advice and industry expertise. Now, what this does, I don't know, right? We'll see. We'll see. It says Ravensburger evaluates over 1,000 game ideas a year. First of all, that's crazy. That's a lot, right? And so there's a lot that the Gamefile makes it easier for all creators to produce the games of their dreams. We're excited to support a platform that will help deliver even more game experiences to tabletop around the world. Okay, yeah, sure, fluff. Okay, when you're talking about millions, it's a business deal, right? This is not some charity here, which is fine. Like, I mean, if you're gonna do charity, Gamefund isn't it, right? What this will do, I don't know, but what I can suspect it'll do, bare minimum, is further cement Gamefund as an option for board gamers. And I think that's great. I also hope that, I think right now, and it's hard to tell, of course, but I feel like right now Gamefund is saying yes to everything. And that's because they haven't really come across a bad actor yet. But it will happen. Now, we're pretty lucky in the board game space. If you want to look at bad Kickstarter industries, look at like the tech, even like the video game space, any kind of like invention area, and you'll see some it's bad. It's a wasteland. It's not good. The board games, we're pretty lucky. For the most part, we back something and we actually get it, which not every industry can say. So we're pretty good there, but there are some out there, of course, and it's only a matter of time before it happens to Gamefund. So Kickstarter has all these rules in place where you have to, get approved and all that kind of stuff. And it's not just a publish and go on Gamefund either. You can't just like throw something on there and go live and be done with it. I don't think they have a big pushback yet. But as it cements itself more into it, they'll have to kind of start making those decisions. And so, talking about Ravensburger evaluating over 1,000 ideas, stuff like that, you can start to see what's actually viable, right? Because they understand, okay, well, you can have an idea, but that doesn't make it a board game, right? What makes it a board game? How is this actually is this going to be a real thing here? And just how people pitch things to them, right? And whether they're actually serious about it or not, stuff like that. There's a lot involved there, which I think is pretty cool. So, I think hopefully it helps, right? Hopefully it helps, them not be financially dependent and wanting, just more and more, funding money. So in other words, it's easier to say no when you're not struggling for money. Not that they're struggling, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're flush with cash, you're not going to just be looking at every cash cow and be like, oh yes, this, right? So it allows them to be a little bit more discerning, which is good. It allows them to hopefully get some insight into the legitimacy of everything and kind of how that works. And, who knows from there what else that could be. I think that's cool. I think it's awesome. And it's crazy to see millions of dollars just flying around. They're not going to spend $4.5 million for nothing, though, right? Like, it's not that they don't want anything back. So what is Gamefund giving to Ravensburger? That's what I don't know. What does that provide them? I don't know. That's the confusing part. That's the part I don't have a line of sight to. If you have any ideas, let me know, of course. Or if you have any insight into that more, I would love to hear. Really would. All right, the next I have this. This is something I'm not going to read out loud. It's too long. You guys can pause and read it. I'll summarize. I will probably be having a conversation with Mythic Games about this just to try and understand, because I don't understand it. So if you didn't know, in one of their video updates, which I struggle to track because it's not written. I can glance through something that's written. I can't glance through a video. Like, I could visually, but not audibly. So I don't know what's being said where. Like, if they had timestamps maybe, but that would be really long and hard. And I understand why they do it. It sucks that it replaces it instead of enhances a written update. Either way, their game is coming with without an insert. So the miniatures will still be in a miniature tray, of course, in that box. In the other box, though, they're just having tuck boxes essentially with cardboard that you put the cards in and stuff like that, and you put there all the stuff there instead of a like a plastic insert. And the reasoning behind it is because they're saying that it just costs too much to ship. They're saying here that essentially there will be a 50 to 70% increase in the size or the volume needed if it has an insert. And I guess that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And I wonder if actually here, hold on. Okay, so I have here Super Fantasy Brawl, fun game, beautiful minis, cool style. Sorry, that was the box, not me. And I have a random thing here, whatever. I'm gonna get out of here. Here with this stuff. All right, if you, whatever. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. If you pack it like this, then yes, I can see there's a ton of wasted space here. I mean, this is just silly, right? So yeah, if you back it, or if you pack it like that, then yes. Oh, this is hate. It's big, but it's a big game, so don't hold the insert against it. The box here is a little hard to open, all fandangled like this, but hopefully I can show you this. Okay, here is the insert, and as you can see, it is packed, stuffed full. There is not hardly any wasted space at all. So the 70% bigger comment, I don't understand. I guess if you don't do it very well. But again, that was the box. Calm down. The point is that I don't understand that. I don't understand if the box is this big, you're essentially saying you could add up to this much more space in the, like that. You're doing the insert wrong then, in my opinion, but whatever. But honestly, it doesn't matter. And they're talking about the price of containers. And again, none of that matters. The reason I feel like it doesn't matter is because we paid for shipping. So it doesn't matter if it's a $2 million worth of shipping, then you should have charged $2 million worth of shipping. If it's $1 million worth of shipping, you should have charged $1 million of shipping. If you charged with the correct size and weight, and with the correct, prices that you're seeing, then that should be it. Now, if the prices have gone up, or if you lowballed the shipping or whatever, then you can try and cut costs, and getting rid of an insert is a way to cut costs. But it's not like those are the two options. It's not saying like, oh, well, we can't because we can't ship it. Well, you charged me for, like if you charge people for shipping, then that money should go to however much it costs. I don't know how much it costs. Like I get it's expensive. It's crazy expensive right now. But just say, hey, we're trying to cut costs to keep shipping closer to what, like, I don't understand the whole, well, the insert would cost this much. Just say, okay, look, we charged X for shipping. It costs Y to ship right now because it's really expensive. So we don't have enough to ship without taking a major cost cut, which we don't want to do because we want to be a viable company and be able to continue to make great games for you for forevermore, not just have this be our last one, right? And so what we do is we make it work to where it's closer to the costs that we charged you for. And one of the ways to do that is to reduce the insert or whatever. But this whole I don't know. It doesn't make any. We can't do an insert because it like almost doubles the size of the box. No, that's not right. First of all, it makes no sense. And even if it was, it's not a good excuse because you charged what it costs. So anyway, really what they're saying is they're trying to reduce the added costs that they're probably going to get hit with the shipping, along with everybody else. In the future, hopefully they charge more for shipping. That kind of anticipates that better, perhaps, because Darkest Dungeon wasn't like outside the pandemic or something like that. Like this, like shipping, I feel was already pretty expensive back then. So I don't know where they got their numbers from or anything like that. But ideally we get closer to it so that you don't have to do stuff like this and you just charge what it costs to ship with an insert. Hopefully the cardboard stuff's okay. I guess we'll see how that works. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to comment on that because at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter how much it costs to ship because you just charge however much it costs. And so if you've charged people to ship it, then you just ship the darn thing, right? Ideally. Now, again, not everything's black and white, blah, blah, blah. Prices can go up and down. But then just say, hey, we're trying to keep it closer to what we charged you guys for. And what we charged you for was this. And so we're trying to spend this. We're using your money that you sent us to ship it. And if it's not enough for bubble wrap, it's not enough for bubble wrap. But then to say that, to say, well, bubble wrap, increases the size of the box by 40%, and the cost of each box is this, and if the size increases there, then just say it's too expensive. I don't know. I guess for me, I just like it point blank. Like just tell me how it is. Like it is what it is. If we gotta reduce it, we gotta reduce it. That's fine. It's no big deal. Just say it. Don't, and I don't know. This whole, we can't do an insert because it doubles the size of the box. Almost 70%, whatever. Close to 100%. Is a bit silly. Okay, anyway, that's it. That's all I had, guys. There's a lot of cool games on there. A lot of millions of dollars going around, whether it's to Gamfound, whether it's to Deep Rock Galactic, whether it's to eventually Far Cry and Kingdoms Forlorn and stuff like that. There's some Astro Knights. There's some Kabula. There's all sorts of fun stuff to look at right now. So feel free to do so. And I'll be back here shortly with some more topic views. I keep saying views. For some more topic videos and some reviews. So you'll be on the lookout for that as well. Guys, have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care. Bye, guys.